Welcome to the ScreenBlast podcast. I'm your host, Reed Richards, but black. I'm gonna shave now. All right. Today,
whoa! What is this revolutionary technology?
we have the Unfantastic 3. I have like two other losers with me. So we have fucking Sue. And
you could have.
And over here we have Herbie.
You're Herb. Oh, Herb. I wanted to say, listen, we fucked up. Listen, DEI could not give us an actual Sue Storm, and for that, we personally don't give a fuck. But that's besides the point.
I don't even know how I got in this box. Reference to that.
I'm Canine Biscuits. That's Anthropomorphy, and that's some guy.
Jesus Christ.
Horace Sun.
Yes. Ah, you remember it. Very nice.
Of course, I have to message him on Discord. That's his name on there.
Booyah. All right.
Every time.
If you notice, he doesn't call me by my name Mark. He calls me by K.
No, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I usually go between both. K just sounds like such a cool name. I won't deny it.
Nice. You're the first person that usually calls me K. Everyone just calls me K9. Well, internet people just call me K9 sometimes.
Oh shit! I'll get it. One of my rings just dropped.
Ooh, free ring.
It might be cursed though. It's got the.
Are we reviewing a movie or something? I forgot. Oh yeah, so yeah.
Saying fucking spoiler warning. You're the one doing it, so we're trying to.
Spoiler alert! We're reviewing the Fantastic Four First Steps, which is like the weakest Fantastic Four movie. The Fan Four Stick is like that's the one you want to see. In fact, we're gonna be talking about that instead. So Michael B. Jordan, great actor. I enjoyed his role. You're gonna take it away, Brian?
I'll be as blunt as possible. Of course, it's the guy with the fucking four on his shirt that's gonna have that shitty opinion.
I've never even seen that movie. Is it good?
No, it's not good. What? No.
Should we watch it?
Okay, no joke. Watch all of the internet reviews at the time. It is way more entertaining.
Actually, it's so fun to watch the reviews of that movie.
Yeah, 1000%. Oh my god. All right. Can we stop faking it now and actually talk?
Hey, you're the one who put me in charge of it.
I know.
Okay. That's on you.
I was waiting on you to swing this into Fantastic Four outside of the Fan Force.
I just said 4 steps. We're starting on First Steps.
Yes. We're starting on First Steps.
Can we talk about Superman some more?
Okay. I told you, Mark, okay. I told you this theory over the phone. Genuinely, I do believe that Marvel aligned Fantastic Four, and not necessarily the tone, but they aligned Fantastic Four to compete with Superman, notably James Gunn's Superman.
It's a spite release, like Oppenheimer.
It's very much like a spite release because it is. Both of these movies are so interestingly optimistic. They both call back to these heroes that are of classic era. Their themes are similar in a way. Obviously, one leaning way more on family, but still very similar in a way. You leave the theater way more optimistic in both ways, and with both films. And I think this is the first time where we've had a year where notably this is the first time where we've had competing superhero movies in the same month where one isn't dog shit. Like, if you remember, 2 to 3 years ago, we had DC doing fucking dog shit like The Flash versus like an MCU movie that was actually good, like Guardians. I think those two were 2 different years. I can't remember, and then you had Sony doing fucking Morbius, and the MCU doing something good. Like it was always a competitive.
Was Guardians the same year as Spider-Verse? I know Spider-Verse the same year as The Flash.
Yes, that was another example of 2 back to back that were actually good, but they were split by a month. This is happening within the same month. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what was the movie that Marvel competed with Batman v Superman? I forgot which it was.
Civil War.
Oh, no, that's a one-sided fight. I'm not even covering. Civil War is my favorite. Well, it's my second favorite MCU movie.
Until someone says Martha.
Martha!
How do you know that name?
Yeah, I think, watching this competitiveness, it's one thing that's cool about this month has been, again, we're back to a point finally where these are again two really good movies, and it's DC and Marvel fighting the good fight, not one dog shit movie versus one really good movie. Like these are two really good.
I mean, you have 3 blockbusters, but like there was one shitty blockbuster.
We don't talk about Bruno. But let's. What do you guys think?
You don't like dinosaurs?
I love dinosaurs. I would rather.
You want to go see some dinosaurs?
I would rather watch Land Before Time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way through 16 before I'd watch
14, dumbass.
I don't know how many of them there are.
It's 14. I just know. I've never seen any of them. I just know how many.
You have this offhand. You're ready.
I just have this offhand knowledge that there's 14 movies in a TV show.
Yo, who wants to see dinosaurs with superpowers? Who wants to watch a new monster on the movie?
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Now,
watch Jim Henson's Dinosaurs. That was funny.
Now, Fantastic Four: First Steps again, comes out in late July, and obviously it is the most critical movie for the MCU as it starts things off into a new era, and simultaneously it is the last movie that's going to deal with Doomsday coming up next year, late next year. So let's talk obviously what this movie, how we feel about it, getting out of the theater. We don't need to talk expectations, all that stuff. Let's just get to the nitty gritty here. How do we feel now? It's been a week. It's been almost literally a week since we've seen this movie. How has this adjusted now? Has it ticked upward? Has it ticked downward? I gave it a 4.5. I still stand by that. How do we feel about Fantastic Four: First Steps? I'll start with the bucket hat himself.
We're going out of 5.
He doesn't. Yeah, even if you don't want to score, that's fine. But out of 5.
All right. I was amazed at the first time I saw it. That was like a really good film. After watching it a second time, I saw a little bit more of its flaws. I still liked it, but it went a little bit down for me. But like I still think it's a good movie.
Understood.
But like if I was like it's hard to get. It makes it sound bad if I get it out of 5. So like I'm just gonna say out of 10 to just make it sound less bad, because like I was originally like an 8 out of 10. I'm a solid 7. But like still I still really enjoyed what I saw. My ish like I'll get more into it, but like just my current issue is like it needs a little bit more sauce. But like I'll let you take it away before we get back to mine.
How do you feel? Gotcha. How do you feel now? Week gone. How do you feel?
Week gone. So I want to say straight up, I was like late to the theater base. I thought it was gonna start at 7. K hit me up at Discord. It's like starting out. I'm like, fuck.
Did you look at the time?
I legit thought it was 7. So
technically you were right, because it starts 6. We got what is it? 6:40. So plus previews, it did technically start at 7. You just showed up. I think 15 minutes after, 20 minutes after.
Yeah, I was
7:30.
I was late, and I don't
remember.
And I was about half an hour in, and I was gonna like keep it showing a sense of. There were parts I enjoyed, but I felt like it went downwards in terms of like the characters themselves. And I've seen some of the 2005 release, like with Chris Evans and some of them. I personally think
Chris Evans is canonically dead.
He got the fucking pyro. But yeah, like I saw they have some.
You're taking me, Zach. Shove it up there. Sorry, go ahead.
It's all good, but no, I saw it has some interesting fictions, but I felt like it went downwards mainly in terms of. I felt like some of the character moments, if you weren't Sue Storm, it wasn't like. Sue Storm had the best character moments, but everyone else didn't really have too much of that. Johnny, they had an interesting setup. And is this spoiler alert, or can we straight up just say it?
We gave the spoiler warning.
Yeah, it's spoiler, or full spoilers.
Okay. So
these are spoiler podcast.
So I like how they set up where Johnny wants to sacrifice himself for his nephew. I'm like, okay, it shows that Johnny's still taking this seriously and he wants to contribute. He doesn't want to just be some fun-loving 20-year-old getting girls and stuff. And there's nothing wrong when Chris Evans did it more so, but like in the sense of they want to add on more to this. My thing is the setup where Silver Surfer gets in the way to take down Galactus instead of Johnny. I felt like that was kind of taken away from him because it was showing how much he truly cared and what he's willing to sacrifice.
Right, but we're not gonna kill. I'm gonna have to immediately say. I mean, we're not gonna kill Johnny Storm in the third act of the first movie of the MCU appearance. But I feel you.
Yeah.
If he was able to, it's the same way that I felt with Finn in what was it, episode 8. where it's like he's going in. He has a reason to defend these guys. They have nothing else left. They're going, and he's trying to destroy this, what is it, laser cannon thing.
Right.
And then what's her name shoves her ship into him, and it's like, we don't fight the ones we hate by killing. We fight through love. And then they blow up the fucking wall. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my god! But I do feel you.
I thought about that too, because you're right. We can't kill Johnny, but I'm like, wait, what if they just like intermix a few things? Like, say Johnny does take him down, but Mr. Fantastic grabs him from the portal, and they do the same thing they did to Sue. It's just Franklin revives Johnny instead of Sue. That way, they got the impact, and in some way,
that would be interesting. That would be a little stronger. I agree. I think one of the core things, and I'm curious also with Mark in terms of what kind of faded through now is your second viewing, and then how both of you guys perceive the movie. I thought, again, there were things that stacked it for me in terms of just comparing to previous Marvel films. We've come out of a horrible ditch of inconsistency, and so when I graded on a scale, I'm grading on the scale of the MCU. Like, it is a 4 out, to me this is a 4 out of 5 for the MCU over the past 5 years, and I think that's the kind of fault here, right? Because if The Dark Knight is a 5 out of 5, this really isn't, if you're comparing to all superhero movies, not a 4 out of 5 in reality. But in comparison to the rest of the MCU for the past 5 years, it's the fact that we have something that is incredibly well done through solo storytelling. You have this incredible, like for the first time in a long time, very well-crafted retro futuristic world that seems structurally actually developed fairly well. It's not rushed, it's not bullshit, it's not like Ant-Man Quantumania where you get sucked into the portal and this thing looks like it was made in 7 minutes by some AI. It's like, no, they actually considered ideas and concepts and what is the world for these characters and how do the people see these characters in this world. And I like the idea of the energy being like a Saturday morning cartoon vibe. The music very much feels like you're getting that, again, this Saturday morning cartoon heroes, sci-fi-ish tones in the score regularly. I like that a lot. But I will say, like, in terms of my own, my flaws with the movie notably are, I think, like, notably Mr. Fantastic is not Mr. Fantastic for like 98% of the movie. Yeah, we don't that's the big, like, not the biggest thing, but it is like, you have Pedro Pascal here. I understand he wants to, and Mr. Fantastic here, Reed Richards, is in this world trying to be as normal as possible, and he wants to solve everything in a scientific way, grounded as much as possible. But you still need to see that he will, like, take action. There were many moments. I think the final battle is probably the biggest flaw in the movie at times, because Galactus, I think to show that it's like, again, it all feels like a Saturday morning cartoon ending, where the way that Galactus slips on a banana peel, falls out. Now again, Sue Storm, she helps. She not only helps, she does it all, essentially.
Yeah.
But that ending where Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards does not. He's like how many times does he just stand there?
Like 85,
and does nothing with his powers?
It's like
very weird.
Yeah, it's like 85%. It's crazy because Reed Richards to me is the best character because he has like all of these traits and these flaws. Like he basically tells his son as he's like holding him up that he doesn't like himself. Like he actually hates himself. Yes. And that was a really deep and good moment.
Absolutely.
And my thing is, I wish I got that from the other characters. Like I know the Thing's main thing in the original Fantastic Four movie. Most of all of the lore, to be honest, is him coming to terms of he is this giant rock monster. People can never look at him the same way again. As far as I know, and you guys can tell me this happened, was there ever a time when the Thing was dealing with like self-doubt or the
Yes, there was a brief. Very, very brief.
That's one of my issues. I wish it delved deeper into that. It's
really?
like
I thought they did a good enough job for the runtime.
It was very brief. I just like that's what was my main issue with this movie. It was like and I guess it's a good flaw to have that like I'm wanting like more, but at the same time it wasn't like what they give me wasn't to a satisfying amount, even though like what I saw, it was like a really good like sample dinner, and then I want seconds and they tell me seconds aren't available at this time. Like
Yeah. So,
But
sorry. Continue.
but like my first viewing, I was just mostly wowed by the setting and like how likable the characters are up front, all of them, and how you just get them immediately. Because like even another film we saw, MCU we saw earlier was Thunderbolts. Like even though we end up liking those characters, it did take you a while to get into them, and that was like the point of that movie, to like develop them. This one you just felt like you just got to know them instantly, and like I really like the interactions with that. My second time like viewing, like you know not like I'm paying attention to more of the movie than just like the general setting, and like I like the story of the Galactus and everything. It just like I needed more like I guess moments of the the characters, I guess like fighting or like trying to work as a team instead of just like going through crisis. I needed more moments of like the Thing trying to kind of turn into the Rockman. You only get that one moment like you see in a trailer where it's just like he's looking at like it's a really beautiful moment where he's looking at the TV screen he used to be and he just cuts to his reflection.
There's two or three moments.
What's the other moments?
You have the moment where he's considering moving on by talking with the teacher. The teacher he finds he's infatuated with the teacher, but he's struggling with the idea that how they perceive him would be that no, they would not only want.
I mean, well, that's still the same.
But
scene.
It's no. That was a second. That was a different scene.
Okay, well, it's all very brief. It doesn't.
It is, but I'm not. I just want to. I'm agreeing with you, but I think that they do enough with where we are in the MC. Like this is a solo movie, but here's what I would second with you on that. Theoretically, what I would like to see from this movie is again they're up against time. This needs a sequel. What I would like to have seen is we work on the family dynamic, we work on the stress of Shalabal coming, and Shalabal's like her conflicting energy with the idea of the child. That's the movie, and we do not see Galactus until the second movie, and then we build so that's the fight. But we don't get 2 movies of this because everything in the MCU has to be fucking throttled up for Doomsday. So we don't get a second movie. And so everything gets squeezed. If it was Fantastic Four and the stressors of daily life, because like you said, Mark, I agree with you. I really do wish we would have gotten a little bit here and there, like, you know, just like, again, like the thing says in all the promos, it needs a little more kick. Like, I just want a little more, because like this family dynamic is very well done. Like, to me, it's very well baked, but we do not get to see. We don't get to we see the cake fully formed. We don't get to cut into the cake as much. We get a little slice to see what's inside. We don't get to cut right down the middle and see the inside of the cake and see the filling and everything. Like, it is well done for a movie that is right before a fucking Avengers film because you don't get another movie. But man, I agree with you. I would have loved to have gotten.
If I can compare it to a movie that like gives me everything to a satisfying amount, which is like, I feel like it's fair to compare because this is like also a Fantastic Four movie, the fucking Incredibles.
Well, you're comparing the best with the come on, like that's.
You mean I'm comparing a movie that came out came out like fucking over 20 years ago? They can easily learn from. So that's a fair comparison.
Okay, so here's
same kind of genre, same type of.
Yes. So
Incredibles is inspired by Fantastic Four, and they.
Look, yes, let me just say though.
That is fair.
So
that is more than fair.
Now, what they did with Mole Man here, way better than what fucking Incredibles.
The Underminer. I was thinking about that the whole time.
Now we got a way more. I got a way more happy end or happy conclusion to Mole Man here. I'm
not talking about the Incredibles 2 though.
I understand. But they didn't nail it either. They didn't nail a second movie either. So or not a second movie, but they didn't nail it.
It's not about a second movie. I'm talking about the only movie.
Mark. It exists. Sorry to tell you.
Okay. What about that? I was talking about the Incredibles.
I know.
You're not going anywhere with this.
I know. I'm just.
You just want to shit on the second movie again.
I'm saying okay. I'm not shitting on the second movie. I'm just saying if there's a Nick, go ahead. You're about to say something.
I was gonna say.
Okay, see now you don't know what the fuck to say now. You're just like Nick.
Yo, before the whole thing actually broke down with the craziness, I was like, wait a minute, Kay is on to something. I think the biggest problem with Fantastic Four versus Incredibles, if we go by that line, it's that Syndrome is shown to be a really good threat, and we learn how. We see how he operates. We see how he maneuvers. And the family goes to rescue Mr. Incredible. I was about to say fucking Mr. Fantastic. And from what I got when we saw Galactus, Galactus looks cool. But most of the threat of Galactus is like, okay, so guys, here's the plan. Instead of fighting Galactus, we're going to make these invisible cloaking devices to teleport the Earth out of his radius so he can't find it. So Galactus doesn't really become a threat until the end of the movie. But the second thing is, I remember you mentioned it, is that Invisible Woman makes enough psychic power to push him away. And I'm like, Invisible Woman is strong, like her psychic ability is good. But she's not easily pushing Galactus away like that, and she still strained herself. But it's like she was popping him back all the way close to the black hole.
I'm right there with you. Where again, Galactus cannot be this Saturday morning like as much as like again, that's what I like about this movie, but it's also its detriment, which is it's a Saturday morning cartoon villain of I'm blasting off again. Like, but it's but to like. Again, the movie that I would want, like again, agreeing with you, is I would have loved if Galactus either didn't show up or Galactus is coming, and this would have been Avengers level like stress on the brain. Imagine if we end as the fucking they're about to load up the fucking the teleporters, and because like when it blows up, you're like fuck and if that was the end. I mean, I'm sorry, like, or toward the end, I would have been, and it was more focused on the Silver Surfer, not Galactus coming yet, but like, it's still on the horizon, he's going to come, but the focus is just on the Silver Surfer as a warning. That's a good fucking threat. Like, that's a really good, like, because that feeling that I got once those pillar structures were like destroyed, it's like, oh, their hope is gone. Because like, I'll be honest, he's Reed Richards, so I'm like, there's a chance it could work. Whatever. I know everyone's looked at the fucking thing. It's like, oh, but the moon's not there and all that. I get it. Okay. Yeah, I know. But like, I feel like hypothetically in this idea, he did the science and it fucking worked. That's the thing. So like, I'm already on board with this idea because it's the last idea. It's no one else has anything better. And again, once those teleporters started getting destroyed, it was like, oh fuck! Now they're in for it, but the whole Galactus fight becomes again like Saturday morning cartoon ease.
I'm selling this joke from another video I saw, but like that scene where Silver Surfer destroys the teleporter. Somebody says, "Oh no, Silver Surfer actually saved them all." Reed Richards didn't know where he was fucking teleporting into. I thought that's not a flaw for me. That's just like I thought that was funny.
It's such comic book logic. It's the one thing I'll let slide, even though it's really stupid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like I guess like this world's logic you just have to go with, like the world just agreeing to build teleporters and to use.
I think this is their Avengers. This is the Fantastic Four have built enough like I think what we get out of this world, especially again, the one thing I had a problem with Superman is we don't get this early prologue that we get from Fantastic Four. What I wanted from Superman was again what Spider-Verse gives us for every introduction of the hero. We get about a 30-second thing. We got a little 2-minute thing in the beginning of Fantastic Four here, where you get an explanation of how the world values them, how they see them. And to them, they are the Avengers. There are no other heroes. That is the hero. These are the heroes. So the idea that the world would trust them, yeah, like the press literally believes them. Like, not all stop. Like they know what they're doing. That's the perception globally, is they know what they're doing. Reed Richards is the best of us. Literally, like that's the point, is we get an explanation. These are the best of us. So, if they have an idea, we're going to trust them. Now, it's incredibly, again, it's this super optimistic, peace on earth, blah, 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 BS world. Sure. It is not as detailed, clearly, as the main world that we're in with the MCU. But I like this concept, and that's why I think it works.
I was able to go with that, too. My only thing is, what needed more development was like the I was gonna call him the Underminer, the whole Mole Man's whole deal.
Oh, that was
because he was because he became very important later. Because they probably should just like add a scene where they're fighting him because I'm fine with like having all those villains in a montage, even though we don't even see anybody actually. We just see like Reaver just fighting a monkey. We don't see Red Ghost himself.
Well, we see Mole Man there.
We see Mole Man there, but we don't see them stopping him, or
we do,
don't
we?
Huh?
Yeah, we
see him get arrested.
We see Sue Storm made an agreement with her because that's her.
Yeah,
thing.
we don't see him stopping. We just see him get arrested.
Stopping.
It's telling where to stop.
Yeah, but he's stopped through legislation.
I know, but we don't like get much of Subterranea or much.
No.
It becomes important later, and that is what needed more development, right?
Agreed.
Because that becomes really important later.
Yes, that is the big aspect. Is again, there's a lot of soft tissue instead of more deep. Especially
Mole Man himself, who's important because like I don't get his whole deal from this movie. Of like he's a villain that stopped, but instantly he's like.
He's still leader of this underground area.
Yeah, he's leader, and he's come to terms with Sue, but it's like, wait, is he a criminal? Is he not a criminal? I guess he's good. Like, what is this guy?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like again,
I don't get what this guy is, even though he becomes really important to the climax.
That's where this idea of doing, I think, as much as I love the space adventure, because I'm super into sci-fi. Like so much about the movie with the sci-fi, the energy of. Yes, we can, like, very much this 60s energy of we're going to go to space because we can do it, and we're going to fight, and we're going to do it. Like, that's the energy I got from the space launch. It was very fun, and it's energetic. But then you leave, you got a third of the movie, or I'd say at least 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, no, let me Lord. 20 minutes of the movie gets focused on traveling, giving birth, going to Galactus because he wants the child and all that. I guess you need an excuse for him to really show up, so whatever. But all of that happens in those 20 minutes that could have still been on the planet. I guess could have been in this alternate New York. So it's like take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Either you get, either you get more development in the city and with Mole Man and all that and Silver Surfer, or you go on a cool space adventure with the black hole.
Or you can put both in. Yeah.
I don't think you could. I don't think you could put both.
You just ride around it. That's what I'm saying that could have happened.
With runtime, it depends. Like I don't know if
you change the runtime.
Well,
that's what we're that's what I'm pitching. We like.
Well, I don't know. I think
we talk about like with movies like what the should have been and what what could have been shortened. Yeah, it's like you. Like right where it could have, whatever you need to cut out should have been shorter and like kind of develop that. Either that or write it out where the audience like doesn't really get like confused, like it's not questionable like how this makes sense.
Right, Nick, you about to say something?
I was thinking the same. I was thinking about the runtime thing too, but since you guys saw like the very beginning of the movie, I thought to myself, wait. Why not just have it where, say, a decent Act 1, like you mentioned with Mole Man, they focus on that and they mention Subterranea at least just a little bit? That way you have Mole Man as a potential ally who starts out villain. You use Subterranean for later and you still have the rest of the movie roll. And that way it doesn't feel like it got trimmed and chopped up and used at convenience.
I agree. Like, what's funny is what you said, they get 75% of the way there. But they just don't show. They do not detail. Like, if they just did the last 25%, because they have Sue Storm and Mole Man. They have Mole Man in the beginning, they have them fight, they have, okay, we're at an agreement here, but they don't show Subterranea, they don't show the value of Subterranea, they don't show how what is the leadership system like?
Yeah, Mole Man's just persuaded.
A little more. Like, just a little more.
When he came in, it seems like they gotta do a lot more. He's like Sass talking Reed and Johnny.
Yes.
But then like when it's because like I get he trusts you, we don't see like the relationship between those two, and it's just like he's just persuaded to just like what do you need? I'll just bring them all to Subterranean. Like no negotiation, no nothing, and we don't even see how that even works. We just cut away from that. It's just we just get. Like, if it was gonna be that quick, we might as well just have the scene early when, like, we'll just put him in Subterranea, and we don't even need to have the scene where they talk to Mole Man.
it's funny. I do have one stupid moment because I thought about it.
Go for it.
You know, I realized when Sue is giving birth, it's like Reed is more so comforting her, and then they get Ben to like hold the baby. And I'm like,
it's a tough. It's alright. Go for it.
and I'm like, wait a minute. Reed has a robot that most likely knows how to deal with this. Why didn't he just get Hermie to help Sue?
Well, that. But I also, you gotta take all of the.
You mean on the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got.
Because Herbie is piloting the ship.
That's right.
He's stabilizing him.
Yeah, they have
He's
him.
stable.
He's stabilizing the ship.
You have to. It's supposed to be the most beautiful moment because it's like, look at her. She's giving birth at a place where death is almost certain at the black hole. But it's like, wouldn't like this ship be partially ripping in the?
Yeah.
I can't fucking deal like, but like your brain has to like literally like. And again, that's never good. I'm giving the movie a 4 out of 5, and I'm saying this. But you literally, if you think about it for more than 0.2 seconds, we're like, they're that close to the black hole. Like, it literally goes, like, you know, this, like, okay, this is a little tough. Especially with, like, the Silver Surfer should have been able to grab the baby. Like, she was in the ship. She was in the ship. Like, the idea that, oh, yeah, she didn't grab the baby first.
She was
like,
just right there.
That's before the black hole.
Yeah.
Like, and again, like this is a fun movie.
She was. I guess she like. I can like take the log. She wasn't fast enough because the ship. They did a jump.
They did a jump. Yes.
She was. I can easily just go to the assumption she wasn't expecting to jump.
I also think the Galactus, the movie kind of slams to a shut when they like landing in Galactus's home base or whatever. It really does. Like the movie, I don't know. It feels like a completely different movie where the pacing, and also like it seemed like they didn't know what to do there because they get to this head where he is, and then they're running away, and somehow, again, the way that they want to frame it, they directed it and they edited it, felt like again the Silver Surfer should have been there in 0.3 seconds. Like even if there was any defense. It felt like, yeah, you shouldn't be, like, that far away from the ship. Like, they're talking about, we gotta take off, all that stuff. It's like, you haven't even gotten to the ship yet, you haven't done all this, A, B, C, D. Reed Richards, by the way, barely using his powers on that escape to get to the ship. But, you know, yeah. Very great.
Like, I think the biggest thing with this movie, especially plot-wise, is, like, not explaining Franklin enough because I'm just going to the movie's logic because like if you
Franklin is the child.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you were to look up Franklin from the comics, he is like this all-powerful being. He can control the entire timeline of the Marvel universe, and he
What about Loki though?
Huh?
What about Loki though?
He's even more powerful than that.
What?
Like he can control the entire timeline of Marvel Universe. He can make it a sliding timeline to where the origin stories happen later, so nobody ages, so everything stays the same, nobody dies, because he just wants the universe to be the way he wants. Even my theory is like they're rebooting the MCU. Like my assumption is he's probably going to be the one resetting everything, or keeping things like the same-ish. Or like fixing things. He's probably gonna be the Deus Machina. But like with this movie, it's like not going by the comics yet. The movie has to explain itself in its own world. It's not explaining like why Galactus sees power in him. What is the potential of like that Galactus is getting on? Because like the Fantastic Four in this movie never get that answer. He is a Deus Machina in the movie, by the end of the movie, because Sue is dead. Sue is dead. I guess like you can assume like maybe you can assume like she was a little bit alive, like but like it's definitely but it's not revealed in this movie, but it's probably gonna be revealed later that Franklin saved him, and I guess you kind of see that in her eyes a little bit when she comes back. Franklin's potential and all of his powers are just really not explained in this movie, and the potential of like why he's a huge plot point for Galactus and he wants him. We don't know why, and the Fantastic Four, the characters of the Fantastic Four in this movie never find out that reason either.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a big issue, number one big factor to Doomsday and Secret Wars. Armor
Yeah.
Wars? Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
In obviously.
Armor Wars was canceled.
Yeah, that's right.
As far as we know.
Right, that was canceled. Yeah. Thank you. But he will be a big factor. I think part of my acceptance of it, whereas in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, power scaling was a massive problem for me because it was in the MCU universe. This is a standalone that has nothing to do with this, but the problem is that he will, and they will, obviously at some point, be in the fucking MCU, the core main universe of the MCU, and so that would be a major issue going forward, like, definitively. I don't... It's messy. This will be extreme. As much as
my problem was he was important for this movie's plot alone.
Yes, he was the savior of the just yeah. There's again the whole third act sequence kind of is messy. It's kind of messy. It's severely messy for the entertainment of what this story is by the end. Like I don't think it's horrible, but it is a weird, like, they didn't know how to close the book. Because they had to put all these things in. Galactus is going to be a big deal at some point. Doom is going to be a big deal. And again, you didn't need to bring... I don't think you needed to bring Galactus in. Because you have Doom in the next movie. So, why even bring him in this movie? I think that really throws it... Because, like, then the baby... Because you put Galactus in here, then the baby is a big risk. And, like, and the thing about this movie is you could have just had a family drama with the idea of a child or a baby coming being a stress point. Like, you see for a moment, and this is some of the fun parts I liked, was like they were building the baby stuff, and like you had what the fuck, I'm getting my characters mixed up here, I'm sorry. You got Ben Grimm and then the Human Torch. You have both of those guys, like they're stumbling around this growing change in the household in the beginning, but it's like for 2 minutes. And if you just kind of prioritize that as the dynamic instead of the idea of, Galactus wants the baby, fuck, like, it's just kind of, that becomes the movie.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. It's like, you didn't need that. And, the idea of them having stress over being who they are right now, and then the stress of Reed Richards not prioritizing going back up into space for them was really sidelined. Because, like, for a second, it's like, both the Thing and, again, the Human Torch, they're both like, I'll go into fucking Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, and they're, they both kind of like, alright, new suits, but also we gotta get back up there. And he doesn't prioritize it until, obviously, you get Shia LaBeouf. So it's like, he's doing what he can, but he's also like, that should have been a mash point, like a real conflict that you could have strengthened on that, you could have strengthened on many things in the movie, and that could have been the movie itself instead of introducing this super big threat that gets defeated like a fucking Saturday morning cartoon. I think to its core, though, I like the fact that it's rewatchable. I like the fact that it's by itself a standalone, outside of obviously what
I was still enjoying every character moment.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like, you enjoy it. It's just that it's like you said, like both of you said. It's like, I love this, but fucking Christ, like, we need not only this should have been split into 2 movies, or you gotta you can't just go straight to Avengers.
It could have been a little bit long because it's like just under 2 hours, an hour and 55.
Yeah, but that's about MCU territory.
MCU territory is an hour and 30. It's like usually 2 hours and 30 sometimes.
No, that's Avengers movies. That's Civil War, and that's.
Well, there's other Marvel movies that go like
no,
that go over 2 hours.
That's the big combos. That's not the
There's other Marvel movies that go over 2 hours.
No, that's we're talking Avengers movies. We're talking Civil War. We're talking, you can look it up too. Like, we can pause and look up all of the stats.
Have you checked?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm saying they kind of gone for a little bit more, like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But also, like, and I feel like with the expectation of this and what it's supposed to lead into, they could have gone a little bit more.
That's fair. But
I don't see what's wrong with that.
We just spent we talked. So, for context, that's the whole point. Is like, when you say a little longer, it's like, do you mean 20 minutes? Do you mean half an hour? Do you mean an hour? Like the understanding that it's less than 2 hours, I agree. Like, you could add 10 minutes, you could add 15.
That's what I was getting at.
But once you get to about over 20, beyond what they have right here, that's over the length of their average Marvel introductory movie. Like we just went through, the list there, and they sit between an hour 50 and like 210.
And I still think they can do that because Fantastic Four is a name people still know, even though it's not from like acclaimed movies. Audience still knows that name, and the expectation for that is very high, and especially this needs to be big for what it leads into. The next,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
So they can definitely confidently go over 2 hours. Again, I just thought and this movie could have definitely used that to explain some more things, or shorten some scenes to write around that stuff.
Fair, agreed. Definitely, I think. Once now given context, I think 1000%. They needed that extra time to just not only boost this core family dynamic, which is definitively what we need to know more about, to boost more of the obviously Silver Surfer that we get. We need a little more about her. And again, if you are going to work with this runtime, here's my only difference is if you were going to lock them at sub 2 hours, then don't bring Galactus in now and just focus it as the Silver Surfer movie, and just have it be a family dynamic. Silver Surfer's the threat, and then you hook into next movie we see is not yet like you can tease that fucking Galactus is coming. But sorry, man, you got an Avengers movie called Doomsday next. So you shouldn't have just kind of squeezed in this so quickly, because I know the other big thing they want to do is obviously, like, the goal here was we need to make sure that we show that these guys can fight something. That's the biggest thing. They wanted to show that these characters can fight something big enough that they can be, like, close to the leaders of the MCU.
The rumor is like Reed Richards is supposed to be like the leader of the Avengers.
Yes, they want him to become the Tony Stark of the modern MCU. And it's like, okay, but I think he could have done that with a little more cleanliness. But then again, they could have done the last 5 years with a little more cleanliness. But I agree with you. The runtime is definitely it is a compromise because of what you miss. But I still think that there's a lot of moments that you get moments of pause. You get moments like this movie is not moving at 100 miles an hour.
I enjoyed those moments.
Yes.
It just I probably could have used a bit more I guess situations of the Fantastic Four just being out in the world in general. Like, we do spend a lot of time with them in the tower, even though I do like those scenes.
But we do get the outside. Again, we get
it's more time in the tower.
The issue that, and I'm with you, but I think they were serviceable enough here. But I think the issue we're constantly hitting at the Rubicon here is just that this movie does a lot, and it does a lot well, but it needs more time for those things. Like, again, we get the thing, like that moment that obviously, unfortunately, got constantly thrown in the trailers over and over. Like, that is a quintessential hero moment. I love it so much. The kids are like, hey, do the car, I love the car. Like, that's adorable. That is 10 out of 10. Good shit. Do that. Keep it rolling.
Love that scene.
And I love what he gets out of it, where he fakes him out, and he fakes him out like he's gonna throw it at him, and he's like, okay, that's some dark humor. That is good shit. And but then the Human Torch, we get a little bit here. Like, again, I gotta shout out the fact that yes, I understand that there's not much here, or not as much as what they could have done, but the Human Torch is done and given more than in any prior Fantastic Four film that we've seen.
And I'm not sure. Well, this is just better than every Fantastic Four movie I've seen.
Yes, but
I'm just talking about this movie on its own.
We can give them improvements. I mean, if we're going to compare to another MCU film and say be as long as other MCU films, then we can compare to prior Fantastic Fours and say what you've done with the Human Torch is better than any prior Human Torch, where you go and rest on the laurels, the normalcy of what has been the standard. Whereas here, you say, hey, this motherfucker was a scientist, so let's kind of give him something to do. And I understand some reviewers were like, well, they gave him some Reed Richards thing to do. It's like, no, they gave him what he wanted to do. Like, I believe that that's what he wanted to do. He's like a golden retriever. His energy is like, if he's like task oriented. If he wants to get after it, he's literally losing his mind to focus on that thing until he finds it. And I love how they portray that. They do a really good job there with even the runtime that they have. It's fun as he runs up to like the invisible one. I can't fucking.
Sue.
Sue. He runs up to Sue like for approval. Hey, look what I did. Look, check this out. Look, I got some cool shit. Like, you know, or like when again they have little moments where they're talking about the suits with you know, it's like this takes back everything I said about you. Like just little fucking these are little charming things that like other MCU movies we've seen fucking falter horribly with less cast members. So the fact that they got the 4 and all 4 of them are, they're not all done with like fucking you know, as definitively as they could have been, agreed, but for what we've got, I just want to make sure that we've circled this wagon. It was done pretty damn well. Like we can critique it, but simultaneously it's like this was done pretty damn well. The Thing was done pretty damn well. Sue Storm was done pretty damn. Everyone has something to do here, and no one feels like they've got lesser to do, except for the fact that again, even Mr. Fantastic is he's shown not being Mr. Fantastic, but at least he's he's losing his mind on brain shit and going crazy the whole time, like trying to get this shit right. Like I think this movie nails it. They nails the sense of again how the ground level humans see them. It gives a definitive worldview. You know, again, just before, you know, it's all just this shit. This is still a very good movie. It's just, again, it's the detail. That's all. It's a little glossy. Let's add a little sheen. I get it. I just want to make sure that it's back to the core point.
I think it's an enjoyable movie. Definitely like enjoyable moments. I just think the flaw is like we just like could use a little bit more like character moments, like I guess like situational character moments. Again, can compare this to like compare this to like the like Thunderbolts. It's like I feel like I got the most out of like the characters in those situations to where like we can just like book close on that and wait till we get back to them. I feel like everything I saw was great, and that's why I'm asking for more, or you know, probably just like probably a little bit more, and probably a little bit better. Fuck. This happens a lot.
You're good. Just a little
bit better, and like, cause I don't feel satisfied enough to book close on the movie, like on these characters just yet. And I know it's meant to be like a companion piece to what's coming next, and I think that's also a flaw. Like I wish it was like more on its own, but it has to serve as a companion piece to what comes next.
That's true.
And so like that's why it just like it doesn't feel fully satisfying. I wish this was more just like on its own, and like what's left on the table is only for the post-credit scene.
That's fair. I feel the same way about Superman. Funny enough, I know our perceptions are kind of flipped on Superman Fantastic. I feel the same way you do right there, but about Superman.
Oh yeah.
For Superman, I feel like I got the most.
I was just gonna let Nick. Before Nick.
I was gonna say, and I was thinking about that too, but also Impact, because just to make it quick, if I remember it right, so with the Thing here, as Johnny's riding him on his back, he makes him say clobbering time, and it's not bad, but it's not. I don't think it was the best way to do it. For example, right, he says clobbering time, but the way his voice is, it's like very raspy and like kind of scared. And the original Fantastic Four, what happens is the Thing gets transformed back to Ben, funny enough. It was, I believe, some device that Dr. Doom who made that restored him.
Yeah.
I can explain to you why I didn't have a problem with that.
I'm actually curious. What's up, Kay?
I didn't have a problem with that because in this world, I guess like it is another meta joke with MCU where it's like a lot of the comic book tropes are usually for them made up by the media, and like their catchphrases like it's clobbering time, flame on was made up by the cartoon and the media, and that's a running joke I do like that Johnny is constantly pestering him throughout the movie to like say clobbering time, and it's like no, and like it's not supposed to be like a moment like Captain America saying Avengers Assemble. It's meant to be a moment of like Johnny, of them two having fun again. Where Johnny, that's why Johnny is like, just like, it's like holding him, say it! Say it! Yeah. And like, no! They're like, say it! Fine! It's clobbering time! Because they're just having fun.
Right.
And that's why, because it's not supposed to be his like organic catchphrase. It's something, it's like, it's in this world, it's something he didn't make up. It's something from a cheesy cartoon, from this world's cheesy cartoon.
Yes.
And if I was like a hero to like society, and they made a cheesy cartoon, and my catchphrase was like, it's time to get markinated, and like people kept coming to me like, hey, say the line. It's like, markinated. What the fuck is That's a cringy ass line. Why would I say that?
Right.
And like, yeah.
But like I was, it's revealed in the original Fantastic Four that clobbering time was some shit that Johnny thought of, and he basically slapped it onto a toy. The toy looks like the thing. He says it's
like
clobbering.
Squeezes it in his car. Yeah.
And the way that's done differently but cool is that when Ben becomes a thing again to save Reed, he punches a hole in the wall where I think Doom was standing next to. And he said it's clobbering. He says in a really badass way.
And again, that's the great comparison between like not to spend too much time on the 2005 movie, but I do think that I think this is a better Fantastic Four 2025, but there's a lot of charm and a lot of love that I have for the original. Well, not necessarily the quote unquote original, but the original theatrical Fantastic Four movie that Fox made in 05, because again, like they nail it in their own way, in the 2005 way. And I think they do it well enough. And it's like you look at the charm of that movie, and it's like they nail the characters, or they do a pretty good job in their interpretation of the characters. So when you're looking at now this movie and how they interpret the characters, you're sitting there like, all right, like I do like this, but it's not 1-to-1, and I think that's still good. But I think again, like the big issue is again just adding. Galactus feels like Venom in Spider-Man 3, or the symbiote in Spider-Man 3, which is if you did not include the symbiote, you could have had a great dynamic with Harry Osborn and Sandman and that whole thing, and that could have been the whole movie. But instead, you added the fucking symbiote. It overloaded the movie, and you lose what could have been great, interesting development moments. And I think that's what this movie kind of falters in, which is, Galactus, fucking great that they kick his ass, but it's not so great from a scale perception and from an ease of it perception, and the sense of the power scaling of the MCU and the impact of the MCU in the future and all of it. So.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, like a lot of stuff, like in terms of cast members, in terms of cool moments, all of like this is straight up subjective. And the movie itself objectively actually isn't terrible. My biggest flaws is, like you said, it's like they got two stories and they mushed them together and kind of like took pieces where they wanted to put it to set up for something else. Because Doom appears at the very end, and it's like, when Doom appears, it's like, wait, so what is Doom gonna do? What's his relation with Franklin, and how is this gonna go down?
Yeah.
More so. And it's like, we just want this to be good. We don't want this to be rushed to be used as another set piece, because there are actual fans of the Fantastic Four that want a good Fantastic Four movie. Yeah. It's okay to have a fun Fantastic Four movie, but we want a good Fantastic Four movie.
Right. Yeah, I think it was kind of I think it's funny with that credit sequence. By the way, is it still confirmed that ship is not their ship in Thunderbolts now that we've seen the ship? I know that. I thought it was 3 wings. I thought it was 3 wings in this movie too. Like people were like, "No, there are 4 wings in the Fantastic." No, there were 3 wings.
We
so
don't
we've seen
know.
Now,
That could have been like after take place in this movie.
Right, but I'm saying that at the end of Thunderbolts, the post-credit scene is that the ship has 3 wings, and people were like, "But Fantastic Four has 4 wings," and it's like, but in this movie, Fantastic Four has 3 wings. So it's like, I guess we get that problem solved, because it's like, so whatever the canonical timeline is, at some point they portalize.
Keep in mind the post-credit scene for Thunderbolts is directed by the Russo brothers. Same thing with this movie's post-credit scene, which I like. I hope we can go in with that, where it's like, if they have a set director for the ensemble movie, just for the post-credit scene, just have the ensemble director make those post-credit scenes. So I don't know, maybe that director, Russo brothers, like had a different idea than like whoever made the director of the Fantastic Four.
That is a weird thing that they didn't at least relay that. It's a little weird that like okay, because again everything was so seamless going into Infinity.
Not the first time in MCU had some continuity hiccups.
Agreed, but this is like compared to the lead up to Infinity War. Like you remember the legendary Thor Ragnarok fucking end where it just kind of fucking. I mean, you talk about puzzle piecing. And then, like, this is kind of weird because you've got that happening here. Now, they want to set it up, but it's like, well, then if you're going to set up that the Russo brothers have control to do the end credit sequences, then you clearly should have had them, or they should have directed something to where they are going. Or that they're going somewhere, and that we get a hook, and that's it. Because, like, I'm at a loss here. But I guess the idea is, again,
I honestly can't tell you where Doomsday is going because like I don't know how that movie is like plot wise is like going to go because it's supposed to be Doom is the main villain, it's supposed to be multiversal somehow. Fantastic Four is like a major set piece, but it takes place in a different world. It's supposed to combine X-Men worlds, and like we got Secret Wars coming up, and that's probably gonna do something with the Skrulls, I guess. And like I think maybe like all this shit from like Deadpool and Wolverine is probably gonna come back into play around Secret Wars.
TVA, Loki, all that.
Yeah, and like Loki's supposed to be a part of this too, and like I don't know what the plot is going to be.
I think the biggest thing that I keep hearing that pisses me off as we get into the brief MCU talk here is that Spider-Man is going to have less and less value to Doomsday, and I know it's not the same Tony Stark, but I really genuinely just want the moment that everyone has talked about. We've talked about this a million times, where you just have.
What did you hear?
You just have Tom Holland just see the Tony Stark Doom and just have a little bewilderment and maybe a 0.3 second moment. The same way, because Deadpool Wolverine did this really well. They closed the door for Logan.
Yeah.
They closed the door. They had X-23 and Logan together, and they sealed that door. It's like, that would be nice, but I don't know if we're going to get that.
Well,
I'm still holding out hope.
Did you hear the other rumor that, like, Robert Downey Jr. is supposedly actually not playing Dr. Doom?
That'd be a callback to like Iron Man 3, where the fucking Mandarin was not the Mandarin, which would be fucking funny.
And I don't know where they're going with this. Also, they already told us who's playing Dr. Doom. Like for some reason, they chose, and it's directed by the Russo brothers. This post-credit scene, they chose not to show us.
That was weird. Like
face.
just showed us. That was fucking odd. Because I'm like sitting there, like okay. If it is Robert Downey Jr.
And it's not like you have to pay him for that because cameo payments, aren't as
well. It's
Robert
Downey Jr.
I know, but they're not the same as fucking actual acting payments. Also, you could have put that in the contract if they were planning that anyway.
Agreed. Yeah.
But like they chose a post-credit scene where Dr. Doom shows up, but you don't show the face. That too. They could have done something else where it doesn't have to be Dr. Doom shows up, but it's alluding to Dr. Doom in some other way, but they chose that and not show his face.
Which is I would, if it is a situation where he's just a blip, that would be a great.
So there's some people theorizing there might be multiple Dooms or something like that.
Which would, what if they are?
And that Doom isn't Robert Downey.
Okay, so would that mean that hypothetically they're just taking script pieces from Kang the Conqueror and just kind of shoving them into Doom today? Because I mean, parts of that sounds like the original concept for fucking Kang, the Kang movie. Like if they're
replacing Kang as a main thing was in talks before all that shit with Jonathan Majors happened too.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I guess they lost Doom is a bigger selling point than Kang the Conqueror, which we're just learning about.
They fucked up.
Yeah, and they're like they weren't really. I mean, Quantum Media in terms of writing wasn't really going anywhere with him.
No. God, but yeah,
that's actually a shame though, more so because they actually could have done something with Kang the Conqueror just like they did with Thanos. Because in terms of Thanos, he wasn't really known when the first Avengers dropped, but they like set him up for about 10 years right after that.
Yeah, that would have been great. I mean, also you've got again Galactus, which would be like I mean, is that not a big fucking threat, or is he that easy to kill?
I mean, he's not dead.
He's not dead, but like, so is Galactus, like, is Doom being, or the strings being pulled by Galactus? Is that the game? Because then the Avengers Part 2 would not, you can't do all this in one fucking movie. That's the bigger problem, is if the idea is that Secret Wars has nothing to do that much with Doomsday, or there's some weird thing where one is going to be the Robert Downey Jr. experience and the other is not, or whatever the fuck's happening with Doom is not going to, Doom is, specifically Doomsday is Doom for this movie, and then it's a different thing for Secret Wars, then you can't do that in one fucking movie and jump together. Like, you're asking me to, that's where you need 3 hours. Like, Mark, you were talking about more runtime, you need fucking 3 hours then. Fuck that. You need maybe 4. Because you can't, that's going to be a weird, like, jump to jump,
I don't know. Who knows the Russo brothers even still have the sauce? Because like a movie I refuse to watch because I heard so many bad things about it. And it doesn't really look good as Electric State, and their hands were on that. And like,
I think that was a paycheck, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't think that was.
I know, but like, who knows? Because Kevin Feige lost his sauce a while ago. So who knows? The Russo brothers still have theirs.
But Feige was not he wasn't the visionary, and he never was. He's just the producer. He's the big guy that pays the checks and all that. Like, Feige is not the visionary. It was Favreau at first, and then you had the guy that did the Justice League after fucking Snyder.
Yeah, but it feels like they were on a roll with like I think like he was like he was like a part of the quality control within like Marvel those early times. He like even though he wasn't like the complete visionary director, like he had like a lot of stakes in like a lot of those movies.
Yes, he was valuable. Yes.
And it seems like we're not getting much of that anymore. Just like pass it through. We just need to get this content out.
I feel like it's the same.
That's what it's feeling like. I can't really confirm that's happening, but yeah.
I have more hope in the directive team of the Russo brothers because I think both of them can sort of check each other in terms of check boxes. Again, I think you look at the fucking Electric State. That's a product placement movie with a fucking Mr. Planner's robot, and it's bullshit. Like, that's not a real movie. That's a shit. Like, and I don't think, again, I think it was done for a paycheck. I don't know how much creative control they had. Like, we're never going to know. But I do know that the last time that they had all the control in the world, they did the fucking Winter Soldier movie, which was goddamn fantastic. They did Civil War, and then they did 2 Avengers movies that made the most money almost of any movie except for Blue People and Nezha. So like I give them the most optimism. I think, by the way, while they were doing Electric State, I think that in the background they were writing they were writing for Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I think that their priority was not on the product placement Planters movie. I think their priority was and continues to be on trying to make the best MCU. This is my PR response. The best.
Leave the Russo brothers alone.
So that's my hope. But Mark, there's a 50% chance that you're right because inconsistency has struck the entire MCU, from TV to cinematic to like everything. So you can.
And they're picking and choosing what they want to put in now. So it's like sometimes like they would make stuff important, and then it was like it's not really that important later. As long as they decide to, because like hey, people didn't really watch this, so no one cares.
That's a weird one where you saw that article too where they were like some of these people are just never coming back.
Eternals.
Well, yeah, that too.
They said they weren't like they just straight up weren't in the Avengers movies.
Yeah, it's just a weird.
And none of the Eternals were on that fucking row of chairs.
Cast list, yeah. Probably also a mistake to go after the most expensive actors that you've ever gone after when you talk about the Eternals. Like, all those actors are fucking expensive people. I don't know that was not a smart idea. So, like, you go after lower budget people for the Eternals, and then it's like, you're locked for like 7 movies. So, yeah.
Yikes.
Final thoughts. That was fun. MCU, again, now we wait because Doomsday was pushed until, for the first time in a long time, an Avengers movie, in fact, I think for the first time ever, an Avengers movie is not a midsummer movie. It is a holiday season movie next year, which is a weird one. So we will see how that goes.
We get Spider-Man first.
And we get Spider-Man first.
Oh, it's going to be holidays?
They pushed it. Spider-Man now gets in front. They swap places. Spider-Man now gets in front of Avengers Doomsday. So very weird.
It's supposed to be street level this time, which I hope so. I look forward.
Well, yeah. As long as he's fucking talk. At least I hope he talks. I do hope again. I hope he talks to Doom. I hope so. Or the Downey Doom.
Oh man, it's gonna be. I can't wait to see Russian Santa Claus join up with the Avengers from that one team up with Jack Frost.
Jesus.
Oh my.
You know it. Yeah. All right.
Let's
Any
see.
final thoughts, Mark? You want to close?
I like this is my second favorite MCU movie of the year. I do like Thunderbolts a little bit more than this, but this is a really good movie.
Understandable. I'd say this is my... I think it's great that they finally fixed the curse. Now you have 2 movies in a row that are actually good, finally. Back to back. It's not bouncing bad, good, bad, good, bad, good. This is like sitting there with fucking No Way Home, and in terms of the fun that I've had, No Way Home, Guardians 3, but it doesn't have the heart of Guardians 3, right? It doesn't have the bombastic nature of Deadpool Wolverine. It doesn't have it's sitting there like right near Shang-Chi.
I think it's working on its own thing. It's just like I just need more of that.
Right, but this is like, to me, this has as much promise to me as Shang-Chi. Where, good, love it. And then the third act. You get Asian Wakanda. So, yeah, you get the dragon.
Because keep in mind, this movie barely has any, like, Marvel action slapstick. All the jokes are, like, from organic conversations, and I like that. It's working on its own thing here.
That's the other thing, is it feels so much not like an MCU movie. In fact, we don't even get the MCU intro. Standard MCU intro.
Yeah, I like that 70s vibes.
Yes. So.
I think I do have obviously, yeah, I do like Superman better, and I do have an answer for you about like when I said one of them. I think it's in the top 3, and it's number 3
of
movies of the superhero movies of the decade. Yeah.
Of the decade.
Yeah.
What is your ranking? How do you rank that?
I got Spider-Verse is number 1 easily.
Really?
Number 2, I think is Deadpool and Wolverine because how bombastic fanfare there is.
And then Superman?
Oh, it does a lot right for me.
Fair. I think the detriments that I feel about that you feel about Fantastic Four, I feel about Superman. Where it just lacks that prologue. It tries to throw everyone in. It throws a lot of people in that don't get a lot of development time. You don't get a lot of Clark Kent portions. He gets his hero moment to speak at the end. The fights are cool. Again, I love the direction by Gunn. I love the color palette. It falls into the same tropes at times. Not that Snyder does, but that Superman Returns does. But it gets labeled as boring, but this one doesn't. I don't know how, but fine. It's not boring, by the way. But it's like, if this isn't boring, then fucking Superman Returns isn't boring. I just don't know how those two can fucking dance with each other similarly, and one can be fucking labeled boring.
People are fickle.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get into a full discussion. I'm just gonna say I like all the character moments with Superman and stuff. Even though there wasn't much Clark Kent, Superman and his journey, it was still very satisfying to me. The fact that it wasn't really much of a prologue, and it didn't really matter to me because the movie kind of told me what Superman is, what most of these characters are, through not only just a quick explanation, through a lot of really good character moments, and it's just there's really good action, really good character moments. I enjoyed every moment of that movie. I really enjoyed, and it was also
even inside the box with the screaming guy.
Yes. I thought I like a lot of scenes I know you guys bring up you don't like. I enjoyed those scenes. I enjoyed it. The only part I probably dislike a little bit that I thought was messy was just that fight in the toxic river, but that was just that was quick because the cinematography of that little river part was messy.
It felt like I was an Ant-Man.
And it wasn't that long though.
It wasn't that long. No, it wasn't that long. But it was it felt like, wow, hey, look at that. We went to Ant-Man Quantumania for 3
I still really like that. I still really like the rest of that scene.
Good.
It's just that river part. I guess it's just it's probably not the scene. It's a CG on that river they were in. And the way they were shooting it was a little bit messy, but it was over before
it was only 5 minutes. It wasn't like
it was even less. It was even less than that. It was a very short moment.
They were there for a bit.
But when they get to the black hole, it gets less messy. Even when they're still in the river, when they get to the black hole, that scene gets a lot less messy for me.
It's still messy.
I enjoyed it.
There's a lot of shit in there, but it's like, okay, all right.
I can see what's going on. When Superman is like holding the baby up from the river, it was like I couldn't really. My problem was I couldn't really tell what was going on right there.
Right.
But like when they get to that black hole, I can see clearly. And when Krypto comes in, I love every scene in that movie, and I think it's a great Superman. And like to be fair, I haven't really the only Superman movie I've really seen is Batman v Superman because I haven't seen those old ones, and I've been discouraged to go back to see Man of Steel because I really dislike Batman v Superman.
Go watch Man of Steel. Man of Steel is completely different. Go back and watch Man of Steel. It's worth it. It's worth it. If you like this movie, it's just. If you like Superman, this Superman, again, the cool thing about the last.
Well, here's the thing. I know Superman. I'm a fan of the.
But the cool thing about the last these last few Supermen is it's a different vision every time because they have to keep rebooting every time they do another fucking Superman. So it's like go check out Man of Steel. It's Zack Snyder doing his thing. It's messy. It's got some problems, but it's got heart. Same thing with Superman Returns. It's got heart, but like they're all dynamic in their own way.
Like
that's why I get shot out there.
It's not my introduction. I love the animated series, and
gotcha.
this feels like the closest. This movie feels like the closest to the animated series, and that's why I really.
Okay.
And that's why it's not just my nostalgia, but I think the movie itself is just very well made, and I think I love the characters and stuff. It's not that it's. That is just the animated series. Well, it's even not that. It's very much its own thing. The animated series is something much different. Same thing with like a lot of the Batman movies. But that's where I know Superman. I mostly know Superman from. But yeah, the top 3 superhero movies of the decade. I think it's fantastic. It's like a 9.
Sorry.
Fantastic 1. They only need one guy to make that movie. This movie needed 4. Fuck, man.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Like again, the idea with that gun nailed of a week in the life of Superman, fucking awesome.
Okay. By the way, I forgot to ask. So kind of like the Brave New World. Actually, that title doesn't make any sense. Does First Steps only make sense in a meta sense, or does it have anything to do with the movie itself? The title. Is it only in a meta sense?
It literally is only in a meta sense because they've existed. Like this is what again, the thing that's weird about both of these movies is what we learn about the Fantastic Four is, and same thing with Superman is the moment that the audience is reaching them. This is their first real threat that they cannot beat. If this is their quote-unquote first step, it doesn't make sense. So,
and this movie tells you they've existed for 4 years.
Babies, maybe. That's the only thing.
We don't even see the baby's first steps in this movie.
First steps. So he
just time skips.
Yeah, it's not first steps. It's not really a baby's first step. It's just the name is because it's the first movie in the Fantastic Four. But you need 2 other movies before an Avengers movie. But we're gonna get Avengers next.
Yeah, I could only think of it in the sense of it's like the first step in their new lives in terms of what everyone's dealing with after they become like metahumans or whatever the hell they want to call them.
Right.
Between Reed trying to figure this out with his son, between Sue being a mom and people wanting not her son to die, but basically to give
sacrifice
up their son.
for it. Yeah, sacrifice.
Volunteer for tribute.
Exactly.
And what is it?
Would he know if some other child was sacrificed? He would, because he fancy inside.
He's like I don't have a problem with the title. It's just it's like I guess it's only for it's only for a meta sense.
Yeah, I think that's 3 in a row where Marvel is fucked up with subtitles, because especially if you want to include quote the new Avengers, which they danced with a lot. Because Thunderbolts is the name, but realistically after the first weekend, they ripped that off and they did quote New Avengers. And again, Captain America, Brave New World, quote bullshit. And then you've got you know, this First Steps, quote unquote.
That title doesn't even work for a medicine. That title is nonsense.
Which one?
Brave New World.
Oh, well, there's a lot wrong.
I know. I'm just talking about the title.
Title-wise, yeah.
The title alone, it's just nonsense. It doesn't even make sense in a medicine.
No.
It's like it's just like with this. I think it could have had like it's a nitpick. But I'm just gonna talk about it. But like it's like I think they could have like had like a. I can't think of one. Well, it's not my job to think of one. But like
It's not your
they
fault.
but like they probably gotta think of a different subtitle to like relate more to the theme of the movie. It's just like First Steps is like it's the first steps of making a new Fantastic Four. It's the first like it's a you do want I get they do want a subtitle to differentiate for every Fantastic Four movie. You get like you got like three other movies like title Fantastic Four.
No, they've only got one that's Fantastic Four. The other one's Fan Four Stick, and the other one is Fantastic Four.
that default it's supposed to be fantastic.
I mean, but Mark, we just saw literally this summer that Disney's fine with fucking Lilo and Stitch. Look it up, type it up in IMDb, search, they both come up. It's like they're both Lilo and Stitch. Like they could have just called this Fantastic Four, and it would still have been just as appealing.
They probably even put like Marvel Studios Fantastic Four. I'm just talking about I think they could they should
Marvel's Fantastic Four.
They probably just should have had a different subtitle relating to the theme of the movie. I like having subtitles.
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
That's why I was surprised because I didn't realize until after I came out of the fucking theater that the Superman movie I was watching was not called Superman Legacy. It was just called Superman.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, when did they take away the legacy part?
You know when I realized they did that, they'd taken it out? Because did you remember the first teaser? Which was it was so funny.
The whole time I was not paying attention to I was like, oh yeah, Superman Legacy.
If you remember the first teaser for Superman in the beginning of the year, because like they ran this thing like in the Super Bowl, they ran this thing like over many like in any Warner Brothers thing, like. It said at the end, you heard the theme, you saw Crypto coming, but then at the end, after the whole score triumphantly plays, it just said, it wasn't the title, it just said 2025. Like, it just said 2020. It was like, what? It was just funny. And it was like, that's all you need to know. You know what it is. You see the S, you fucking get it. But they didn't, but yes, the Legacy thing was dropped like not super early, but like once they got their marketing train going, they were like, fuck that. So, yeah. I think we've said enough. Yeah. Superman, Fantastic Four. This was a kick-ass month for hero movies.
And dinosaurs, right?
I was gonna say. Oh yeah, before I forget.
Brian?
Get the fuck out of here.
Are you okay, buddy?
Brian's
we don't speak about Bruno.
But what was I about to say? I've been at a superhero game for a minute, so I didn't really look into too many movies. I just saw Superman and Fantastic Four. I liked Superman more than this movie.
I'll give you the answer. Don't mind.
You could've let him finish. Now you didn't know
fuck
what
you.
Were gonna say.
Just like don't bother with Superman. Don't bother with Fantastic Four. All you need this year is K-pop Demon Hunters. You're good.
Oh,
you're set for life.
You know what?
And Jurassic World Rebirth. That's good.
Well, what was it? I know I like Superman more. Funny enough, like it's on my head because I saw the movie the first time. I should probably say it again. I gave like Superman like in my head like a 6 out of 10. I know for this one it's more of a 5 out of 10. Not in the sense that I hate it, but in the sense of like the flaws themselves. I kind of feel like chip away at the characters' main personalities, and it could have been better than it was. But there's room to move around. It all depends if the MCU wants to let this grow and not try to speed run it per se just to get to the next thing.
He's on it. He's on it right there. That's the big thing. What does this look like by 2030? Like, are they going to keep paying Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby, who is a big actress? Like, she is everywhere. She's usually in villain roles, but she should, excuse me, she should be all over the place, or she should not be all over the place.
I mean, if
you should literally have the Fantastic Four in at least 2 sequels before 2030. But we know how the fucking MCU works. You're not going to get, we said this about Shang-Chi. Again, like, I think alignment-wise, Fantastic Four and Shang-Chi are very similar, where you've started these two off, you've got an interesting movie that could have done a little better work, has great promise.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to be
but you need another. We need another one before you get to the big bad movie. And unfortunately, with both of these, We're not gonna see Shang-Chi until the fucking Avengers, and we're not gonna see the fucking Fantastic Four until the Avengers.
I don't mean to be a downer, but like, I mean, if theorizing, if we're going by like Kevin Feige's word of like if he's going by a complete reboot, we're only getting these Fantastic Four for 2 more movies.
Well, yeah, there's that too. Okay, I'll be honest. Like, I am. Mark, we've been on this train for a while, where it's like we just want. I really am. I'm like at thread's end for like if they really. I like my fucks to give about the MCU and hoping that they get their shit together.
Like I want them to like if you know what I'm okay. I need them to just like halt production on everything. I know Disney, it's a money train. I had to keep going. Halt production on everything Marvel. Halt production on everything Star Wars. I mean for a company, by the very least, if they can't do any more, the minimum for me is at least is like 3 years. 3 years, and then you just have to like fucking restart everything. Fuck it.
Fair. Yeah, again, they had to learn their fucking thing with Star Wars, where they were just like, what if we did the thing with the MCU, but for Star Wars? We're gonna make a movie this year, and this year. We're gonna put out 2 movies this year. We're gonna do that. And then everyone was like, shut the fuck up. We get Star Wars movies once every 2 fucking years, dipshit. What are you doing? And everyone got tired of Star Wars in 5 years. Because Disney's stupid.
Man, I remember just like, just being so excited, just going to that theater just to see that Marvel Studios logo on the big screen, because I knew it was like an exciting event. Now I don't even care if I even see the fucking damn thing. And it's like, hey, Marvel movie starts without the logo. I don't care.
I care. I just remember that Secret Invasion exists.
Well, it's not exciting anymore. It's not exciting anymore. And Secret
Invasion exists.
It's not exciting anymore. And they were spamming it for their fucking TV shows every episode. And it's like, wow, you just like devalue this fucking logo. This logo was a major event in the theater.
Yeah. Did they say that fucking, they said we're gonna get more from Channing Tatum's Gambit, right? Wasn't that a whole thing? Didn't we?
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah. He's on the seat. His name's on the seat.
He's on the seat. Yeah, he's on the seat. Yeah, it's like everyone lost their minds.
Ready.
Like, holy shit!
Either that or Channing Tatum just like shows him like, I'm Channing Tatum, and then he dies.
They better not.
And that's it.
They probably will do that because it's one of those. It's a movie where you're bringing back all the old people. Even the fucking really old people. I mean, Patrick Stewart again. Yeah.
When did they say they're playing? Like, who said they're playing their old roles? Or all those actors are probably just showing up like, I'm fucking Patrick Stewart, and he just blows up and dies. He
blows up. He reads the line and just spontaneously.
I'm Jason. Hey, it's me, Jason Marsden, and he blows up and dies, and that's it.
Jesus.
Who said they're playing their heroes? They were probably just showing up as themselves.
I do wonder.
Here they're just like 7-Eleven clerks. Like, there's probably like small cameos.
Christ.
Meanwhile, the whole movie's about like fucking Brie Larson.
Right.
I was gonna say, I do wonder. Will we get someone who just serves as a translator for Gambit for the hell of it? Because the way he talked in Deadpool Wolverine, I love Gambit, but some of the shit I couldn't understand. So I'm like, maybe they'll do it, but I'm down to see a Gambit movie out of the way. He's my favorite X-Men character.
Now that's anybody who's next to him, and Deadpool and Wolverine, his translator was Deadpool.
Yes.
That's just anybody who's next to him.
Rosetta Stone.
I forgot what he said. He's like, oh, ain't that Hellman coming up? The Hellman ain't coming up. I'm like, what?
Again, Deadpool Wolverine, any movie, I don't think there's anything outside of Spider-Verse 2 that tops Deadpool Wolverine still for the decade. I understand there's Spider-Verse.
That was just like a major event. That movie was just fan service, but it was like done in the most right way in the right places and more. Just fantastic acting. I still think about that scene where him and Wolverine are in the car alone and like fucking
in the van.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman just goes off like I tell you to die, but that's it's a big joke, and the joke's not, but it's on all of us.
Yes,
and it's just a marvelous acting. God.
Hey man, fucking Hugh Jackman.
All right, that's. I think we said all we need to say because we're probably gonna say more people.
Next movie.
What's that? What the fuck?
Oh, now we're talking Superman now.
Yeah! Hey, I was watching that.
Oh, wait, I was gonna say before we go, hey guys.
All right, bye everyone. I'm joking.
I was gonna say before you go, hey guys, no worries. We're gonna be doing this till we're 90.
Good shit. All right, guys. Of course, you can find me at Bryan in Baltimore. You can find more at K9 Biscuits. That's K9BISKUTS.com. You can find Nick here at ScreenBlast or at your favorite Wendy's. And, of course, you can find this at ScreenBlast Society on YouTube or ScreenBlastPodcast.com. So thank you for watching. Ta-ta for now.
It's clobbering time. Log in, everybody.